and record. All right, guys, well, welcome to our party. Thank you so much for joining. I am going to show you a ton of products in the next, hopefully 30 minutes. Sometimes I get to talk and it might go 40, but you will see a ton of Pampered Chef products, and you'll get to see like what's new and just kind of how everything works. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with getting our quick cooker started. Well, let me make sure I'm recording here. All right, there we go. And let's see. There it is. Okay. All right, well, say hi. Tell me who you were invited by. So I know, like, in our party, we have lots of hosts, and the reason why we do that is so that everyone inviting to the same party allows me to get to do this live video with you and show you all of the products. Because obviously I couldn't do that like 10 times in a week, right? But I could record this video, and hopefully you guys will learn a few things, get a few tips, and you're gonna see me make my lunch. My in-laws are coming over to celebrate the weekend. We haven't really gotten to get out and see anyone. Have you guys, like, where are you living? Like, house, is quarantine still pretty much intact? For us, it's like up to 10 people. But we're still being even more, you know, a little more cautious than that right now, just in case, you know. This world has just gone a little crazy the last few months. So I don't know if you've been cooking more, but I know we have been trying to get creative with meals. This has become one of our very favorites. The quick cooker is Pampered Chef's version of a pressure cooker, okay? Safest one on the market, of course. It's got the 6-quart insert here. It becomes a hot plate. You can make cakes and cheesecakes and all kinds of stuff with it. I'm gonna just make sure the seal is on here. That make the lid makes a seal, and then once it's sealed, it will lock and you won't be able to take the lid off, and that keeps it from like pressurizing into the ceiling or something like those old horror stories from old pressure cookers. But I've been really impressed with this because when you cook in a pressure cooker, it keeps all of the nutrients in. So your meals not only are 70% faster, but you can do like protein, vegetable, and starch all in one pot and then walk away and let it cook, which is what we're gonna do today. You can also cook from frozen, which I'm loving. So we haven't had, I don't have fresh chicken to show you how I prepare this, but I do wanna show it to you before I throw it in. So I've got nice thin chicken cutlet pieces, and I usually put four halves of a chicken breast, so two large chicken breasts cut in half, and I put them into my, my gallon-sized freezer bag here, and I just have these ready to go when we want to make a meal. So I'm going to throw these all frozen into the quick cooker. All right, and that's how I like to prepare my chicken, just all at once so that I don't have to touch it more than one time every other week or so. And I'm going to go ahead and get the pot started to warm on the sear setting. So sear is typically used for when you're like sauteing onions, mushrooms, garlic, that sort of thing on the bottom. I also want to show you our kitchen spritzer real quick. Our kitchen spritzer will eliminate some chemicals in your kitchen. It's just oil. I use a high heat oil because I'm always roasting vegetables or doing things that are on a higher heat than 300. So you want a high heat oil like avocado or grapeseed oil, high quality and high heat. So you just pump the lid. I always say the handle. Oh, wow. All right, so then you can spritz it just like you would an aerosol spray. Now that's just gonna help our seasoning stick a little better. So you hear all that pressure? I use that to like do my brownie pan or muffin tin, anything like that. And we're featuring Pampered Chef Southwest seasoning today. So now that I've got just a little spritz of oil on there, I can do some seasoning that sticks right to it. Moving right along, for this meal, I'm going to be using a bell pepper. So I'm going to cut the top off and then use our scoop loop, which, by the way, this is one of the door prizes you can win. So if you're commenting on posts, if you're engaging with us, commenting on this video, Facebook actually tracks that for me. And so at the end of the party, I will know who had the most comments in this group. So when you are one of the top commenters, you get to win a door prize. So that's one way you can win a door prize. Another way is by ordering, by deciding to host your own party, or like there's like bonus prize posts. So like I'll play games throughout the party, and then you will comment on them when you play along with the game. That gets you entered into the drawings as well. So I usually give about 4 or 5 door prizes away. This is our scoop loop, and that's one of the options they typically give you. We're just gonna scrape the insides out. Totally clean bell pepper there, but these little membranes on the side, those you wanna scrape out because that's where bitterness is stored. Now, the quick slice is your OCD fave. So if you have a little touch of OCD, you like things just right, this probably your favorite thing ever. I used it last night to cut my pineapple, which I'll show you in a minute. I used it for avocados, for salads, for mozzarella cheese. You can use it for tomatoes and bell peppers. Check this out. It has a serrated edge so that it goes through skin nice and easy. As I struggle. Right? So here's our slices, nice and easy. So think of, if you had a large tomato, you could cut it for your burgers. And if you wanted to cut, oh, I see what the problem was. I had it over on the side where there wasn't a blade. Oh, well. I will make lots of mistakes today, just you wait. And then the other thing you can do is cut it again, and then you've got like your diced peppers. I use this a lot, like, you know, for eggs, like hard-boiled eggs. Mushrooms are really good too. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. It's starting to get so hot so fast. Must be coffee too much. So I'm gonna just throw my bell pepper in, and then our seasoning is gonna be a cup of salsa. So with a pressure cooker, you will have to have enough liquid in there to really get the pressure rising. So I'm actually gonna add a little water as well, just to be sure. All right, and then the last thing I'm gonna add is some onion. Now, I know a lot of people don't like onion, but like the flavor. So let me show you this trick. If you spiralize your onion, which our spiralizer has a little comb in it that you can use for zucchini or potatoes. We use it constantly. And if you want to see the spiralizer, I think I have a post about like zoodles. So if you're interested in learning more, just like comment on that and I'll show like a video of just this. But I'm gonna take the skin here off of my onion. See if I'll cry for you. It's always up in the air if I cry or not on these videos. It happens sometimes. Okay, so for our onion, I'm just gonna pop it right into the center of the spiralizer. And it will start spiralizing your noodle. There it is. Okay, usually you're left with just a little bit on the end. Ooh, that was a thick one. Okay, but let me show you these noodles. Isn't that great? So I'm gonna put these in just for that extra added flavor. And let me take this onion away before I start crying. Just a second. We're going to now use our ceramic pot that comes with you can get for the quick cooker. And I have heard, though I can't confirm because I only have the quick cooker, this pot will work in your 6-quart other pressure cooker. I've had 2 or 3 different customers buy it and been very happy with the ceramic cooker. So what's cool about this is we're gonna put some rice in it. You always think you're prepared and then, you know, something happens. All right, so I've got my fine mesh strainer here. I've rinsed my rice, which is a fun tip. When you start rinsing your rice, you'll never not want to rinse it again because it takes some of that starchiness off and it doesn't have that creamy feel to it. It's real clean and sticky rice. So I'm gonna, I use the fine strainer a lot for quinoa and to sift flour, gravy separator. It's awesome because it's nice, tight, but it lets the water through. So I've got 1 cup of rice in here and I'm gonna do 1 cup of water and then put the lid on here. So it's a little silicone steaming vented lid. I was too slow with the onions, I'm crying. All right, so this comes with your quick cooker. It's just a little stand that you can put like eggs on to make hard-boiled eggs, or you can separate like your food from your ceramic cooker. You don't have to use that, but you can. And then we're gonna put the lid on and get this going. So there's a chicken or a poultry setting here, and we're just gonna get that started. and let that start heating up. Good. Make sure that that's done. Okay. So with a pressure cooker, it does have to come to pressure. So that takes usually 10, 15 minutes or so, and then it will start counting down. So this meal is going to cook the frozen chicken, the bell pepper, the onions, the salsa, mold it all together as if it were like in a slow cooker all day. It's incredible how it can infuse the flavor in there in such a short time. There's a teriyaki chicken recipe that's incredible, and it's 7 minutes. You just do those thin chicken breasts. And in fact, let me show you some of these meal prep tools too. I gotta get this onion away from me. It's really strong. This is called the close and cut, and it has little springs in it. And remember how I showed you the chicken and how it was nice and thin? I usually buy thick chicken breasts, and then I will use my professional shears and just kind of trim the tendons and the yucky off of it. And then I'll put my chicken right in here. You close it down, and then you cut through it. Now this comes with a 7-inch knife when you buy it as a set. You can also buy it by itself. I highly recommend this knife because it will cut through chicken like it's paper. I mean, it's so interesting how well it works. So I'm going to use tomatoes just to show you this since I already had the chicken prepared. Let me give a quick shout out to the Easy Read Measuring Colander who has this because amazing. You can put it on the side of your sink, rinse your beans, your canned whatever. I also do my tomatoes, rinse them from like the garden or blueberries, store them in this. It's $12 and it's like the best little colander. It also is exactly the size of like a tuna can, or like we buy canned blueberries for muffins, and you can just fit it right on there and drain it as well. But it's just like a little colander, nice and thin. Okay, so we're gonna close the tomatoes down inside it and then open just enough to put your knife through, and you have your perfectly cut in half tomatoes. So this happens with chicken. You can do it with, you know how the English muffins or the bagels sometimes aren't all the way cut through. It'll cut right through the middle. I mean, we use it all the time and love it, almost exclusively for chicken, because I just need that chicken situation to be done once and forever, right? Oh, I forgot to say, if you're watching live, comment with the name of the person who invited you. I know I've had you like message me that, and that's your secret code word and all of that. But there's a reason for it, because the host that has the most participants is going to get another free gift from me. So I want to be able to count like who had the most participants. So tell us who you're watching with, and also tell us like if you have a favorite Pampered Chef product. I'd love to know. All right, so here's our herb keeper, and I have cilantro in it right now. It has a little visible cutout here so you can see the water level and how like brown or clean the water is. My cilantro has been sitting now for about 6 days, and you can see that it's nice and clean, crisp. It doesn't have any of that like slimy mold, yucky stuff on it. And I'm just gonna take my kitchen shears and grab some to put in my food processor. So a little tip about fresh herbs. Herbs are great to eat fresh because they will actually help clean to and then rid your body of heavy metals. It's just a really great toxin trick, if you will. So I have some tricks to keep cilantro fresh, but since I've got the herb keeper, I'm like loving it because you can put it right in the door, store it in the fridge. If the water gets dirty, you can have time to rinse it out and it's still good for a while. So typically cilantro now lasts about 10 days or so, and then you get new if I don't eat it that fast, right? So with herbs, like I said, it will cling to the heavy metals in your body and then help you rid yourself of them, unlike any others, and very naturally. So what you want to do is get the oils from the herbs out. And the way that you can do this is to chop them real fine. We have a fun little herb mill. I don't own it yet. It's like on my wish list. And yes, I still have wish list items. I've been doing this for 9 years. And when you are using herbs, you want to chop them up first, and so that the oils and flavor can get permeated into your dish. So like I'm making guacamole for our salsa chicken, and the cilantro flavor will come out better. Now, if you hate cilantro or you don't like the taste of an herb, but you still want to get the benefits, you can just do the leaves. Now, I put in stems and all, but stems are where bitterness is held. So if cilantro tends to taste a little like soapy or strong for you, just take the leaves and you probably like it a lot better. Pampered Chef's Chipotle seasoning, obsessed with it. Oh my gosh, I love it. All of our seasonings are MSG and gluten-free. Almost all of them are dairy-free as well. The sweet basil has some parm in it, and our ranch has dried milk, but the others are dairy-free. Southwest and Chipotle are two of my favorites. I kind of just love the Mexican cuisine myself. I'm also going to do a little bit of jalapeno, but my mother-in-law, who's coming to eat with us, she is not a fan of spice, so I have to kind of tone it down. So I'm going to cut my jalapeno in half and just use the actual pepper. So the seeds are where your spice is held. You can use your core and more, which I usually use for like melon balls for cantaloupe, or I take the, as my kids call them, the trees, the trees out of our strawberries. So you can see here I've got the leaf cut out. You just kind of center it out, and then you can fill that with whipped cream or just have it available. Ooh, that is a strong jalapeno. I'm a little nervous now to take the seeds out or to use it at all. It's so funny. Jalapenos seem to get stronger and stronger as the summer goes on. Does anyone know why? I would love to know that little trick. All right, so I'm just gonna do the very outer rim of this one so that none of that center stuff where the spice is held will be. I'm gonna save that puppy for me later. All right, so I've got all of my dry ingredients. Typically I'd add a little garlic to this. I'd also add a little garlic to that with our garlic press, but I'm out of garlic. So with the garlic press, you can actually take the little clove and with the peel on, press it through, it minces it out, and it's super potent and delicious. It is incredible how different it is from like the store-bought little jar. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So this little doohickey that I'm using, it's called the manual food processor, and it has you get to control how chunky or how salsa like your dish gets. So I make my pesto in this, bruschettas. I chop my onions in this a lot. It does nuts. Really anything that you can fit around the blades, you can pump the handle. It's a manual one, so it's not going to go from salsa to, or I mean from pico de gallo to salsa in like 2 pumps, but you can control that. So I really like that about it. We've also been known to like crunch up Oreos and then a couple scoops of ice cream for the kids to have concretes. And I also, this is my favorite thing for when I make curry, I like to do cauliflower rice. And when I do cauliflower rice, I also add in a couple florets of broccoli, and just for the more extra nutrition. And when you do cauliflower and broccoli, in the processor, it's like little grains of rice, and you can put them out on a pizza stone and bake them for about 10 or 15 minutes. It dries them out just enough so it's like the perfect rice consistency. And I have grown to love it. And you can season it. It's pretty flat as far as flavor, so you can season it. And the other benefit of doing rice and cauliflower like that is it's easier to digest, because those things can tend to make you feel full, and kind of a lot of people have trouble digesting. I can never say the word, you know, those vegetables. It starts with a C. But a lot of people have trouble digesting them. So if you make them really small, it's a lot easier and you still get all the nutrition. So highly recommend that. And I just make it fresh, a couple florets of broccoli and cauliflower, and then pump it up like this. I'll show you. And then you've got, you know, everything chopped up. So I've got my, all my dry ingredients for the guacamole. Now I'm going to start adding the wet ingredients, and I normally would not cut the tomatoes up first. They don't need to be cut before you put them in the processor. Again, I'm just letting you know you don't need both of these to cut up tomatoes, but I love that close and cut to slice things in half. So I'm going to put some tomatoes in my guac. All right. And then let's pick out an avocado. All right, so here's the tricks about avocados. You want to be able to press a dimple in and it doesn't stay, okay? You don't want to feel like you could squish it immediately in half. But you have to be able to press in a little bit for it to be right. So this one is perfect. I can kind of press in on all the spaces. It's not too hard. Now, this one could probably use another day. This one feels perfect too. Now listen, if these are perfect, right? And if you're not going to use them both today, what you want to do is as soon as they get perfect, throw them into the refrigerator. You've got 2 days. So I don't know if you've experienced this, but if I were to leave this out on the counter, while they're perfect, tomorrow it's going to be brown and stinky, molded, gross. But if you put them in the fridge, you have about 2 days. Sometimes you can get to 3 days, but they'll be perfect, and it just kind of, the cold will hold it where it is. And then if you are like, if they're green and hard and that's all you had access to, but you really want guacamole, then you can put it in a brown paper bag in a dark place, give it a few hours, test it. And if it's still not ready by the time you want to use it, then you can put it in the microwave or the oven for a few minutes just till it gets soft. But there's a delicate balance to that for sure. It's always best to let them ripe on their own. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna do my avocados. All right, I'm gonna cut them in half here. I like the chunky half. And if you are gonna do it for like salads or something, you can score it down inside of there, and then it will come out in like perfect little chunks for you. Let me show you that with my scoop loop. So those are all avocados chunked up. This smells really good, guys. I don't know. I'm so team cilantro, it's not funny. I love it. All right, let's get my other one here. The other thing I like to add to guacamole is lime. I think it's delicious with lime. So let me put in, didn't I grab that? Sorry, guys. Thought I had it. I use the citrus press a lot because I like lemon and lime water with just a pinch of sea salt. That actually is really good for when you first wake up to kind of re-energize your body and get rid of all the toxins that your body had for the night. Now this lime has been sitting all day. I cut it in half yesterday. And if you didn't notice, I did it upside down so that it could kind of turn it inside out. So it gets all the juice out. Love that about it. I have another one for our cilantro lime rice. All right, so now I'm gonna cut this in half one more time. And you should be able to get your little, oh, you guys probably couldn't see that. I just popped out, I'll show you with this one. Okay. I'm just gonna pop out the seed. Now, if you get real skilled with your scoop loop, you won't even have dirty hands. Sometimes I throw them. Sometimes there's a splash zone. We'll just put that aside and pretend it didn't happen. All right. Okay. And let's just finish up with the rest of our avocado. And then, of course, you got to do the taste test to make sure it has enough lime. Typically, don't need salt at all with the lime juice and the chipotle seasoning. But if you need a little salt, of course. And if it gets a little spicy, a trick for both salsa and guacamole, if it gets too spicy, is just a little pinch of sugar will cut that spice out a little bit. So that's kind of a trick for you. All right, now I dropped it and got my hands all messy. So let me try this. Our chicken is coming right along. I can hear it in there, building pressure. Finisher block here. And then there we go, ready to go. And the blades do remove from this too, so you can use the bowl. It comes with a lid, so that's perfect. You can just serve it right out of that bowl and go. All right, my friends. Why don't I give a shout out to this cutting board? I love it. If you didn't see yesterday, I did a video on creating a fruit tray, and that's at the Katie Pampered Chef Lady page. So if you like that page, you can find videos, and if you find one that you like, you can share it with our party, and I'll give you tickets into our door prize drawing for that too. All right, so let's move on to dessert, and then I will finish up with the cilantro lime rice. And I do want to tell you about some of our cookware, because those are the items that people like, they know Pampered Chef is like quality stuff, but they think about it as gadgets. I want to show you a few things that Pampered Chef really does a good job with. So let's start with our fruit tray. I'm gonna make one as we have friends coming over. This is our large cool and serve tray, and it comes ready to go. All right, you get the freezing inserts, you get the lid, you get everything, okay? So this comes with these little freezing inserts they have where you can hold eggs on one side, and then on the bottom here, you can put them flat, and they stay cold for about 6 hours. Then this is our insert tray. This is not the tray it comes with, but it does come with a tray. You can use it for dip and then fruit and vegetables. Now, because of time, I didn't want to have you watch me cut up all the fruit again. So I just have some watermelon from yesterday that I cut up. All right. In my cool and serve bowl, which also has the cooling insert, I've got some pineapple. So we'll do our pineapple. I also I have to show you that quick slice does such a good job, right? It looks like it came out of a can, but it's gonna taste fresh because it was a fresh pineapple. We also sell a really neat pineapple wedger. So if you love fresh pineapple and you know, just never buy it because of how annoying it is to cut, you've got to, like you would just love. You would love the pineapple wedger. And you know what? I still have it out. Let me show it to you. So here's the pineapple wedger. It has, you know, pineapples have universal core size. So it has some extra space if you've got a fat or a thin one. It works for all of them. Does a really, really good job. And like I said, if you want to see that video, it was just posted yesterday. This is strawberries. I already put the quick slice away, but I typically would cut these with the quick slice as well. These glass bowls that I've been using are 3-cup prep bowls. We have them in 1 cup, which I'll use for my cilantro. And then we have 2 and 3 cup bowls, and then we have leak-proof glass containers. I'm like team glass containers all the way. I don't know if you guys have transitioned, but we kind of just go away from plastic personally. And that has been my one, like we just use them all the time. You can microwave them, they're safe, they're not gonna discolor. I did some cantaloupe yesterday too, so I'll put that in my fruit tray as well. All right, good. And then I'm gonna make a fruit dip. So let's check out this fruit dip. I've got some heavy whipping cream, and I bought this new dairy-free heavy whipping cream, which I'm super excited about. A big thanks to everyone, like the keto fad diet. They started making dairy-free heavy whipping cream. All right, so this is the petite measure-all. I have 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Gonna put that in here. And some vanilla. I'm not a big measurer. I don't probably sell our measuring cups all that much. Okay, and then the whipped cream. So the whipped cream maker here you can use to put air in your scrambled eggs. You can use it to froth up, just froth up some heavy whipping cream. If you aren't using sugar, you can still make it like whipping cream. It also is really good like to make fun flavors. You could put cocoa in it, cinnamon, you could add a little like, what's that alcohol that people love with coffee? Kahlua or Bailey. You can put a little of that in there. You can tell I drink that a lot. And then what's the other thing people use this for? Oh, butter. Butter. You can make your own butter. Garlic butter, honey butter. It's fun. It takes about a minute to froth up, but I love making whipped cream for fruit dip because like it's simple ingredients. I'm controlling them. And of course, with that cold insert, it keeps the whipped cream good for several hours. And people will come up to me like, this is so light and fluffy. I love this. How did you make it? I'm like, it's whipped cream. And I put vanilla in it and some powdered sugar. So I love it. And this little whipped cream maker, it's called a whipped cream maker. It's one of those things you're like, oh, is that frivolous? I don't really need something that only makes whipped cream and butter. But if you like whipped cream and that's like a fancy treat to you, or you like to put it in your coffee or on your desserts, like there are so many preservatives in whipped cream that you buy, especially those yummy whip, ready whip, all the chemicals in them. So you can really have this heavy whipping cream, lasts pretty long in the fridge, and you can just make it, whip it up real quick. And it's amazing how good it is. All right, I think we're just about done. It's starting to get like a little slower, like as I froth up. But it's really fast when you compare it to even your stand mixer. It's about a fifth of the time. All right. There it is. Nice, frothy whipped cream. And again, that's dairy-free. The regular heavy whipping cream, it froths up even faster than that. I do that for a lot of cooking shows. So, well, why don't I do my little cooking show spiel? So I have been a pampered chef consultant now for 9 years. 9 years on June 5th will be my anniversary. I started before I knew how to cook. I started because I had gone to a party and I had a newborn baby, and I thought, man, if I could learn how to cook, like I got to learn how to cook before this kid starts eating real food, or I mean, he's just going to eat cereal and Taco Bell like we always did. So I started getting that itch, like, shoot, I need to learn how to cook before it's too late, or like to give to my family or whatever. It was kind of something I desired to learn how to do, even though I wasn't really interested in it, only to help my family. So I go to this party because they were going to teach cooking or whatever, and I had never heard of Pampered Chef. Here's our pre-fruit tray, isn't that nice? I had never heard of Pampered Chef, so it was like, what is this? And do people really like to cook? I had no idea. It was just not my thing. So I go to this party. I was so impressed by like the microwave pot, which, by the way, this is our rock crock. You can cook in the microwave with it, and you can cook like chicken and cakes and like amazing. I was like, this is magical. So it's called the rock crock. Does anyone have this? I would love to hear if you have it, what you use it for. You can use it as a skillet over the campfire. It's like the one surface does it all. It's called the rock crock. This is the Dutch oven size. But anyway, I saw that thing in action, ate chicken fajitas from the microwave, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I could use some microwave and have a meal this good, I think I could learn to cook. So I hosted my own party because I couldn't afford the pots. We had just had a baby. We had just bought a house. We were like barely surviving. So, and we had a lot of credit card debt. So I had this party, even though I didn't know what Pampered Chef was and I didn't know how to cook. And I was like, will my friends even like this? I was like, I got to have that pot that goes in the microwave. So I had a fajita margarita party at my house, my tiny house at the time. I mean, tiny. I had like standing room only. It was in the summer. We were like sweating. It was terrible. But we all had fun, ate our food. I got the pot for free. And then the consultant's like, wow, 4 of your friends want to host a party. Are you sure you don't want to be a consultant? And I was like, nope, I don't cook. But then I got to thinking before I closed my party, I was like, well, tell me more, because like that was really fun and people seem to like it. And I do have a lot of credit card debt. So not credit card debt, student loan debt. And I would really, really like to pay that off so that, we just have a little more room in our budget. So we use the Financial Peace Dave Ramsey plan, if any of you guys have heard that. And in 1 year, we paid off $17,000 of debt. And the only extra income we had was Pampered Chef. I went to people's houses in those days. I worked full time, had a newborn baby, and went to people's houses to show them how to cook microwave chicken fajitas. Did that for about a year. We paid off $17,000 of debt, and I learned how to cook, which was another like thing I wanted to learn. And I had all these products that were making my life a little easier. When we paid off that debt, and we got that first student loan, or it was a credit card and a student loan, I was like, wow, like this really matters, and I'm having fun, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And I did, and now it's been 9 years, and Pampered Chef pays it pays everything. It supports our family. It's our main source of income. So it's really grown for me. I'm not saying that is true for everyone or anything like that. It's just, it really has blessed our family. So I do these cooking shows, and when COVID hit, I was like, oh my gosh, like everything I've known for the last 9 years, I don't know how to do this. So I knew I've been doing little live videos for the last couple of years and these virtual parties, but I had a few people that had scheduled these cooking parties, and I'm so grateful they were scheduled. And instead of canceling them, I'm like, could we just do them like on Zoom, or could we do them on live video on Facebook and just see how it goes? Well, it's working out. So I hope that you're enjoying. This is normally what I would do at your house with 8 to 10 friends. And eventually, hopefully, I'll get to go back and do that. But I'm really enjoying getting to meet people from all over the United States with these cooking videos and these parties. So if you enjoy this and you would like to invite your friends to, see a little cooking demo from my kitchen, I'm going to continue doing this throughout the summer and see, when everything kind of gets back to normal. Of course, I'll start doing those again. But I don't think this is going to go away. I think it's a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you would like to get some free and discount stuff, then you invite friends to a party. All you have to do is play along with the party, and you usually earn a lot of stuff. So thank you to all of our hosts who have done that this week. I do want to point out the air fryer back here. Here, let me move this carefully. Okay, this is our air fryer, and this is our hottest new product. It just came out. It came out, and then a few days before the quarantine happened in all the world, and our factory was shut down. So we started selling it, and then all of a sudden they're like, you can't sell it anymore. We're running out of them. So our air fryer is the best one I've seen. I've had one, loved it, and wanted to talk about it, but of course it wasn't Pampered Chef. So ours has these 2 trays. It's kind of like a little mini oven. Comes with a rotisserie, a fry basket, and a rotisserie stick, so you can make 2 Cornish hens or a 4-pound chicken. You can do your own fries from homemade potatoes, regular potatoes, and homemade fries. And it holds enough that you could do a whole family meal in here in a little mini oven. And it has an air fry setting, so that's great for chicken wings and stuff. And without any oil, it's incredible how good they are. The bake setting, you could do cookies in here, a quick chicken, tilapia, something like that. The roasting setting, if you're the only one likes roasted vegetables, you just put them in there and not have to heat up your ovens during the summer. The rotisserie, the reheat is amazing because when you go out and you have leftover food, it just brings it back to life. And then there's a dehydrate setting if you want to dehydrate fruit or make your own beef sticks or jerky, something like that. I am obsessed with it, and it's awesome. I can't sell it right now as a customer. However, I just found out on Friday night that they were saying host only in May for a half price item. So our hosts that are hosting now, they get it for half price item. But they're going to make it a 60% off item for hosts in June and July. So they're going to make it where host could be eligible to get the 60% off. So the air fryer has kind of been on your wish list. This is definitely the one you want. And when you invite friends to a party in June or July, you can get it for 60% off. And there's some little details about that, but I have no worries to say that that'd be an easy thing to do. The other thing I wanted to show you here is our wraps. So, and the other kinds of parties you can do. I should probably tell you that too. If you're not a Facebook person, you're just kind of catching this video, that's cool. I also have chat parties, so it's 15 minutes long, and you would get approval from your friends first and say, hey, I'm hosting a Pampered Chef party, I'm just collecting orders, and from 7:15 to 7:30 on Wednesday night, I'm going to be, my consultant is going to share her top 10 favorite products and a little video in a text chain. Would you like to be part of that text group? It's only 15 minutes, right? And so I will text for 15 minutes my top 5 favorite products. And if they want to order, they can. So it's kind of like a little mini party, call them express parties. So this is salsa chicken lettuce wraps, what we're making today. And I love our salad spinner, so I wanted to show you how it works in action. So before you got here, I just rinsed off in the colander my lettuce. I'm using romaine. I love Bibb lettuce, but romaine seems to be easier to find these days. Your salad spinner will also come with a berry colander, and you put that right inside of the other colander, and it just is a little gentler cycle so that you don't smush or use the centrifugal force to smash your raspberries or whatever. It also comes with a lid, so you don't have to use the spinner lid for it. So you just kind of spin the water off of the lettuce, and it keeps it dry and crisp for about 2 weeks. Like honestly, this is the leftover lettuce I had, so I put it in there. I want to show you, this is 2 weeks old and it's still crisp. It doesn't have much brown on it. You can see like some of it's going a little brown, but it's still good. I'll still use it for a salad this afternoon, maybe for dinner or whatever. Our salad spinner comes with a brake, so you can like stop it right away and not have salad go everywhere, which I've done. Learned the hard way on that. So what I'll do is, and I'll keep spinning this, but it just collects the water. I'll dry this out, okay, dry that out, put it back in, throw the lid on, and then it's gonna keep it from sliming because it keeps it off of the side walls of the bowl. So it keeps it crisp, dry, fresh for about 14 days. It's really, really impressive how well a salad spinner can protect your lettuce. And so, you know, if you don't eat a lot of lettuce, it's great because you can just like grab what you need. And I always use it as my tortilla wraps. We do a lot of like, what are they called? Yeah, lettuce wraps with turkey burger, and then we also do these chicken salsa, so those are good. This is one other bowl I'm going to use for watermelon. It's a cool and serve tray. It's just like the tray I showed you, but the cooling insert goes in here, and then you've got the whole bowl to put like a big thing of guacamole in, or potato salad, or we use it for fruit a lot too, just when you need something bigger. And that's the large cool and serve bowl. What else is I going to show you? Oh, let me show you my trick for asparagus. This is like random tips for you. This is our mason jar that you can get for make and take salads. So you just, there's several recipes online from my website, but basically you layer up a salad and then the lid has a storage for dressing. So if you take your lunch to work a lot, this little mason jar is awesome. I've not been going to work and using salad, but I did last week for my cooking show. I showed how to prep vegetables, and this is from last Sunday, my asparagus. It's crisp. It's still doing well. This is the way that you would store it in the refrigerator. So water, cut the tips off just a little bit, just like you would with flowers, and then it's going to keep your asparagus clean and fresh and ready to roast all week long. So I'm going to just show you that. And as how much we have, 2 minutes left, and then I'll make the rice and we'll be done. So let me tell you about your prize. So thank you for watching, first of all. Anybody that watches this video and makes an order is going to be eligible to get a free gift from me, okay? So let's say that you're watching and you've already placed an order, okay? Maybe it's later in the week, you didn't catch it till later. You can still redeem a gift from me. The only caveat of that is that you have to tell me, not in a comment, okay? Because sometimes I miss comments, but in a private message, say, hey, Katie, I watched your video, but I'd already placed an order. Or I've just placed an order and I watched your video. That will cue me to get my little envelopes out and send you a little prize, okay? Now let's say that you haven't ordered yet, you're not sure, you're getting ideas here. If you will, private message me and tell me what you want to order. I'm happy to just put your order in for you and have a little gift to that. Or anybody that orders on Sunday, I will just send you a gift. Okay. So if you watch it today and you order, you're getting a gift. If you order at a different time during the party, or you've already ordered, you have to private message me and say, hey, I watched the thing and I ordered, and that will cue me to know that you get this gift too. Okay, any questions about that? If you have questions about it, please let me know. Let me show you a few other things. Ooh, and I'll let the steam out while I do. We have 3 kinds of cookware. I'm going to go through them super quick. This is our non-stick skillet. Kind of loud. The non-stick you use has been updated. It's not the Teflon. It is a PFOA-free coating. So it's the safest one that you can get right now. Now, I know that not everyone can handle non-stick, and that's okay. We have other options. But our grill pan is my #1 favorite when it comes to non-stick. Everything else I use is stainless, cast iron, or that rock crock I showed you earlier. But I love this grill pan. It has a removable handle for those of you that need counter space or cabinet space, right? And when you get the cast iron press with it, you're gonna heat it all up together and put your food under it. It doesn't need any oil. It's clean. Like, it's a really clean way to eat. You can, grill your vegetables, grill your meats, grill anything. your veggies, whatever. Fruits, I do pineapple a lot on this. So you just heat it up, pull up the cast iron, that's hot too, and then put your food on. It usually takes 5-10 minutes at most to cook anything in here because it's hot on both sides. You kind of sear both sides just like you would on a grill. You'll have those little black marks on it. Okay, that's our nonstick. This is my choice. So like we have a little cookware quiz. If you would like to take it, let me know. I'll put the picture up so you can find out. It's like an infographic. You're like, do you like this? Do you like this? And it tells you which cookware is best for you. Mine is definitely the nonstick stainless. I love to look like I know what I'm doing, but I'm not like a real strong cook, okay? I'm not a passionate cook that is all about like making it just the right way or like doing a recipe just because. I'm like, let's get this done. I want it to be healthy. Let's go, right? And I want it to taste good too. So the stainless nonstick is stainless, so it's got that metal in it. So if you have an induction stove, this one will be safe for that. But it's just got little etched in micro nonstick. It's the PFOA free again. But the beauty of this one is when you heat it up, you put that chicken or whatever you're searing on it, it's going to get a sear. It's going to look like it's almost burnt in a little bit. You know what I'm talking about, like it caramelizes, you flip it over, you can finish it in the oven. So my favorite recipe to use for this, this is the wok. I like the tall sides. I use it a lot for all kinds of things, but my favorite recipe for the stainless nonstick is just to do our garlic, crushed peppercorn and garlic all over chicken, sear it for 2 minutes, sear it for 2 minutes, and then put some hummus on top and throw it in the oven and finish it for, it's 10 to 12 minutes to finish it. And it like, I don't know if you've ever baked hummus, but it's delicious. And you can also throw your veggies in there and let those roast while you finish up your chicken too. It's just a really quick, easy weeknight meal. All right, the other kinds of cookware, the last one I want to show you is our newest. This is cast iron. And I know I posted about it today, so thank you for all of you giving your little tips about it and everything. But we have 2 sizes right now, the 12-inch, the 10-inch. Ours have pour spouts and these tiny handles, so they're easy to hold. Cast iron's heavy. So you hopefully know a little bit about it. They take a special kind of care, but I've been doing things like Dutch babies in them, cornbread. If they're just really great because they're versatile. You can start on the stove, go in the oven. Cast iron lasts forever. You can pass it down. You're not going to worry about chipping off or anything like that. They do have to be seasoned. So once you've cleaned them without soap, actually, scrape them, clean them, wipe them, make sure there's no food in there, right? And then you're going to dry them with a paper towel and then take a new paper towel, a tiny, tiny bit of oil, and just kind of rub it around there. Just, it'll be like a slick, ready to cook consistency. All right, let's finish up today with our rice and chicken. All right, we've got our little trivet there. I think it's called a hot pad. Mini oven mitts, love those. Take our, there we go. I need that. Pull out this rice first. Okay, that's the rice. I'll pull out my little stand, my little holder here. That is same. And then I'm going to take out into our batter bowl. I want to show you this chicken. So our veggies are nice and cooked, and I'm going to separate the chicken because, of course, children. It has the salsa flavor infused in it from being pressurized. Of course, those onions are almost invisible now. All right, so I've got our chicken here. All right, see our chicken? We're gonna use Pampered Chef's amazing salad choppers. So these are double-bladed scissors. These actually have a lifetime guarantee. Most of our products have a 1 to 3 year guarantee, but our cookware and our salad choppers have a lifetime guarantee. So I'm just gonna chop this chicken all up so it's ready to go for our lettuce wraps. All right, all done, shredded, ready to go. And I'll do the same for the vegetables. I'll just chop those in the bowl. Wanted to show you our tortilla warmer. Where'd that go? I've lost it, there, okay. Tortilla warmer, we'll put the shells in there, warm them up for about a minute. They'll stay warm for about an hour. This is also great if you're making pancakes. You flip them into there as soon as they're done. Keeps them warm until you're ready to eat, which everyone knows you usually have cold pancakes, right? All right, final thing to show you here is our cilantro lime. So you saw me cut up the cilantro earlier. I'm just gonna pour that in there. I'm gonna take our lime. I'm gonna do both halves of it. All right. And there. So any questions about getting your free gift for ordering on, you either get it, if you order on Sunday, you're getting a gift. If you watch this video, you'll get a gift if you tell me that you watched it and it's not Sunday, okay? So you don't have to message me if you order on Sunday, because I'll just know you get a gift. If it's not, if you ordered before Sunday or after Sunday, you have to message me to redeem your gift, okay? Because I won't know that you watched. A little bit of salt. And final step would be to mix it up, which I don't see another spoon. Okay, I think that is all. And I want to know, before we go, what was your favorite product? What did you like that you didn't know about yet? Would you eat with me if you were here? I'd love to share the food, actually. And then if you decide at any point throughout the party, okay, I want some of this stuff, but I just don't want to pay full price, then let me know that you would like to invite friends to a party. And when you do, you're going to be earning your host a 50% off item. And so my goal is be for each host to get 2 half price items, and they'll earn it when you host your own party. Worst case scenario, if you host a party and it doesn't go well, like, I don't know people, I don't know if they're going to order, I just don't know. Worst case scenario is we close your party with 0 sales, and I'm going to give you 10% off for an entire year just for trying. If you watch what I do this week and you're like, I could do that, I think I would like some extra income, then you could sign up to be a consultant and facilitate a party like this, and I could coach you through how to do that. And most of our new consultants make $300 to $500 a week with our system. So anyway, that's what it is. Hope to see you all week. Make sure you have some fun with us. Ask questions. I'm around, okay? I check in on the party once or twice a day to answer your questions. If I seem like I missed something, please tag me in it or send me a private message. I'm always happy to help. And again, thanks to our hosts for bringing us together. So that's all for me. It's time for lunch. And if you have more questions, don't forget to share your favorite products. We want to know what we didn't see today too. And I guess that's all. So thanks. Have a great day. Oh, all right. And thanks, Sarah, so much.